What is up, guys? Dale Boy here. So Andrew Tabiti defeats Steve Cunningham by a unanimous decision, and it was quite a clear-cut victory for Andrew Tabiti. I felt he looked quite good. He always remained composed, and he was always in control throughout the whole fight. I made a video just talking about this fight when it got made, and I felt this fight was the ideal step up for Tabiti because ultimately Cunningham is a guy who's going to come in shape. He's got a lot of experience, and former world champion. He's better than anything on Tabiti's resume, but at the same time, he is past his best. I felt that it was the ideal fight for Tabiti, to take him some rounds to show him some things, and I think this fight will do him good. 10 rounds in the bank against a former world champion, and he did his thing. It wasn't a particularly great fight. Tabiti was more active with his jab. It wasn't a jab with authority, but he just kept on popping that jab out there. It was catching Steve Cunningham, and every now and then Tabiti would land like sort of a combination, and then it would get out, sort of thing. Tabiti was always in control. He was never in any danger in this fight. Steve Cunningham to me looked like he looked like a shop-worn fighter. He was falling short of that jab. He was falling short with the right hand. His balance looked off at times. He's not the same guy he was, a few years back. But nevertheless, still a good win for Tabiti, and still some good experience for him. Good step-up fight at the right time. Good bit of matchmaking, I feel. And Tabiti, to me, looked pretty good. Maybe, I think a commentary team mentioned it on Sky. I don't think Tabiti is the puncher some people say he was, on the come-up. As the levels of competition has got higher, he's kind of stopped knocking people out. He also fought Keith Tapia, who's a step-up fight. He was an undefeated prospect as well. He didn't knock Tapia out, and he didn't knock Cunningham out. So, maybe his power is not what we once thought. I think when Tabiti was on the come-up, he was seen as a bit of a puncher, but I see him more as a boxer type. But nevertheless, it was a good performance. Where does he go from here, though? Me personally, the cruiserweight division is extremely strong, in my opinion. There's no need to rush Tabiti. He needs a few more fights because he's not ready right now. When sort of Cunningham did manage to get close, Tabiti was kind of tying it. He was clinching and tying him up, but he was never working on the inside, and that could. I'm not sure how that works out in the cruiserweight division. Because somebody like Gasayev is not going to let him do that. He's not going to let him clinch like that. I still think he needs to iron out a few things. I still think he needs to get some more experience, and it's going to be another 12 months or so before he fights for a world title, in my opinion. I think he needs to give it a bit more time, and I think there's some good step-up fights out there for him. Somebody like Matthias Masternak, that's a very good fight for him. Ola Duradola, again, good fight for him. Yuri Kalenga, it's another good fight for Andrew Tabiti. They're the type of fights I want to see Tabiti in with over the next sort of 6 to 12 months. Those type of guys who are going to come to fight, have a bit of power, and they'll test Tabiti's chin, they'll test him out, and they'll give him some work. They're the type of guys I'd like to see him in there with, But nevertheless, like I said, good performance from Tabiti. He passed with flying colours. That's his first real step up, and he passed. So, Tabiti definitely has talent. He's got a good boxing brain, good hand speed for a cruiserweight as well. Good punch selection. So yeah, he's definitely got a lot of upside. But no need to rush him. He's 27 years old. At cruiserweight and heavyweight, these guys go on for a lot longer. So there's no need to rush him just yet. But like I said, fights with guys like Duradola, Masterneck, Kalenga, they're the type of fights I feel Tabiti should be in, you know? They're good step-up fights. They're guys that have fought, you know, in and around world level. So, yeah, they're the type of guys I'd like to see him in with. What do you guys think? What did you guys make of Tabiti? Were you impressed? I was relatively impressed. Do I think he's going to be a world champion at cruiserweight when you consider the current champions? I think it's going to be a hard one. But, you know, in 2 years, the landscape might have changed. So you can't say the guy's not going to be a world champion. But if he was to fight any of the champions now, then you'd have to say he's a big underdog. But definitely talent there. And there's no need to rush him. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he progresses. I can see why Floyd Sr. thinks highly of him. I think there is something there. What do you guys think? Peace.